The Motorcycle Monster is brought to you by the MRA. Whether it's motorcycle insurance, roadside assistance, or motorcycle training, the MRA can save you hundreds. Remember, help is on the way with MRA. In recent years, the world of motorcycling has literally exploded. The advent of the relatively new sport bike has brought a whole new genre of motorcycling to the scene. Younger riders are buying import two-wheeled rocket ships that can approach 200 miles per hour right out of the crate in record numbers. In the American Iron category, Harley-Davidson has done themselves proud over the past 15 years or so as well. During the mid-90s, Harley boosted their sales and branded the famed bar and shield so well, the factory could hardly build enough product to fill demand. Recent gas hikes, growing numbers of new and women riders, and an influx of less expensive Asian motorcycles has also fueled the growth. One area of motorcycle interest that has come back in vogue after a previous burst in popularity during the 60s and 70s is the chopper. Originally, returning soldiers from World War II took stock Harley-Davidsons and removed unnecessary equipment, including fenders, to make their rides weigh less and hopefully run faster. Riders literally sawed and chopped anything on the bike that could be removed to drop weight, and hence the term chopper. With more expendable income and a will to reconnect with their youth, this affluent group has ponied up big time and led the charge in purchasing one-off custom rides. A few short years ago, a Long Island guy who made his living doing the pimp my ride thing to celebrity autos decided to make two huge moves. The first was to move his family to Brooksville, Florida, and more importantly, to move himself into the motorcycle world. When Long Island guy John Nager made this transition, Trik Daddy Custom Cycles was born. Since then, Nager has never looked back. His one-off custom scooters are truly built one at a time and fabricated by hand. Trik Daddy's original mission statement reflects that goal.
Is that we build custom motorcycles, okay? Custom one-off. Custom is the most abused word in the motorcycle industry. You know, on our end with custom is a motorcycle, one gas tank for that bike, one fender for that bike, front or rear, handlebars where now you build the next bike, totally different tank, totally different fenders, totally different frame. So a custom motorcycle should be based upon the individual, not a custom production where it's cookie cutter stuff that can be stamped out.
When asked about how his success catapulted his company to national prominence, Nager told MCTV about how a few original designs jumped Trik Daddy to the head of the line.
We built a tribute bike to the Rolling Stones and one to the Grateful Dead. We unveiled them in Sturgis. Speed Channel happened to be there. They were filming American Thunder. They saw the bikes, loved them, and filmed the shows from the bikes.
Nager also has some ideas how the custom world's TV image might be a little different from the real world.
There's some great things about it. It brings a lot of notoriety to the industry. It also brings a lot of unrealistic expectations. Because of the allotted time that you have to film these certain things, most people feel a bike could get built in an hour or 2 episodes, so maybe we're looking at 2 hours.
Nager also respects the true pioneers, the master builders who led the way for today's builder.
For guys like, you know, Dave Perowitz or Ron Finch or Donnie Smith or Rick Doss, you know, these are guys, or even Arlen Ness. I mean, Arlen gets a lot of publicity, but you know what? These are like the guys that were like the forefounders of what goes on here. These are the guys that should be admired, respected, and, you know, I think a lot of the times they're passed over. I mean, these guys have dynamite ideas, and they were the ones who set the ball in motion. So, you know, in a sense where it's great, okay, you got your own TV gig going on, I think it's right to also pay, you know, homage to the guys that laid the path in front of you instead of it always being about you.
One of the most important pieces to the motorcycle world's acceptance of a builder is their success in national motorcycle competition or shows. Well, Trik Daddy seems to have covered that base with every show they attend and every new bike that is born in Brooksville, Florida.
You kind of catch a fever of, you know, looking to go further, and we've come out with bikes like Purple Haze that we won Daytona with, which is a dynamite looking pro street that we did tons of fabrication work on it. You know, going from Purple Haze, I mean, there's many bikes in between, you know, customer builds and stuff like that, but going into the bigger stuff, you know, going from Purple Haze into the Predator, you know, the Predator lit everybody up in Sturgis with the World Biker Build-Off. And
Nager's projection for the future of bike building is the combination of American V-twin, a European influence, and even some sport bike engineering.
That you always got to think of what's the next way to go, and you know, the next way was, believe it or not, I already had it in motion, was the Redemption bike, and I started that like right after, you know, the Predator kind of hit. So that started off in October, you know, of 2005, building on that bike and going over to Germany and seeing some European flair and stuff like that. We were able to incorporate with this motorcycle, you know, some real good solid American ingenuity. Some European flair in the bike, some sport bike, you know, technology getting into the braking system. And that's something that, you know, the market right now, the V-twin market, is just on the, I'd say it's on the infancy stage of.